Primary 2-3, it's Mrs Patterson here, and I'm here today for your Maths and Numeracy lesson all about multiplication of 2, 5 and 10. And this is new learning for us, so I hope you enjoy the lesson. And if you've got any questions about the lesson, remember that I'm available on Teams, so pop up any questions you have there. Your learning intention for today is to understand that multiplication is the same as repeated addition of equal groups. Your success criteria is: I can use concrete materials to show equal groups, I can use repeated addition as a strategy, I can use drawings or pictures to show equal groups, and your challenge success criteria is being able to explain multiplication as a more efficient way of adding. So let's have a look at our in focus task. How many cupcakes are there altogether? How many ways can you count the cupcakes? My friend said that they know a way to do this quickly. 3 add 3 add 3 add 3, rather than counting them all out one by one. This is repeated addition. Is this the best way? Is it faster than counting them all out? Is there another way you could do this? Can you grab a piece of paper and pause the video and see if you can work out how many cupcakes there are altogether? Can you show me using repeated addition? 3 add 3 add 3 add 3. You could even use a number line to do this. Let's learn together. So 3 add 3 add 3 add 3 equals 12. 4 threes equals 12. That's 4 lots of 3. 4 groups of 3 equal 12. 4 times 3 equals 12. So you can see at the end one there, 4 times 3, we've used the multiplication symbol. And that symbol stands for groups of something. So we've got 4 groups of 3, which equal 12. There are 12 cupcakes altogether. And if we go back to this slide here, you can see that there are 4 plates with 3 cupcakes on each plate. So there are 4 groups of 3, 4 times 3. And that's a little bit quicker than writing out 3 add 3 add 3 add 3. So multiplication is the same as repeated addition. Here are 6 pairs of gloves. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To find the total number of gloves, we can use repeated addition by adding in 2's. So 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2. And that equals 12. And that is the same as 2 multiplied by 6. 2 times 6. And we have 6 groups of 2. So 2 times 6 and 6 times 2 is going to give us the answer 12. We've got 1 group, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're equal groups because there are 2 in each group. So we have 6 groups of 2. So we can write that out as a multiplication question. 6 times 2 equals 12. It is the same as doing repeated addition. 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 add 2, but it is a much quicker way of doing it. So here is some of the language we use when multiplying by 2. Multiplied by 2, 2 lots of, double, 2 times, 2 multiplied by, pairs of, 2 groups of, or times 2. So when we're multiplying by 2, this is some of the language that we will be using. So now we're going to look at a few questions together where we can practice using repeated addition as a multiplication strategy. So to help you with this, I'm going to get my whiteboard and I'm going to draw out the 2 groups of 10 cookies on the tray. And together we'll look at how to use repeated addition to work out the answer and how to use multiplication to work out the answer. And remember that multiplication symbol, the times symbol, means groups of. So here on my whiteboard I've drawn out my 2 trays of cookies. And on each tray I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cookies. There are 10 cookies on each tray. So I have 2 groups of 10. But first of all, we're going to use repeated addition. So I'm going to write 10 add 10, which equals 20. That's right. Well done, everyone. So that is how we use repeated addition to work this question out. But to use multiplication, first of all, we're going to think about how many groups there are. So there are 2 trays, so there are 2 groups of 10. And 2 groups of 10 is the same answer, which is 20. So 2 groups of 10 equal 20. But to write it in a bit of a quicker way, we write 2 times, which is multiplied, so 2 multiplied by 10 equals 20. So 2 times 10 equals 20, 2 groups of 10 equal 20, 2 multiplied by 10 equal 20. So it all means the same thing, but this symbol here is to multiply. So now let's try that again with a different set of numbers. So this time there are 3 trays, so there are 3 groups, and they're equal groups because there's the same amount on each tray. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cookies on each tray. So there are 3 groups of 5. So let's do repeated addition first. We've got 5, add 5, add 5, which is 15. So we can do 5 add 5, which is 10, then add another 5 on to get 15. So that's 3 5s we've had to add together because we've got 5, add 5, add 5. So we've got 3 groups of 5, which means to multiply. So if we're doing groups of something, we're multiplying. So 3 groups of 5 is 15. You're going to get the same answer for multiplication as you will when you do repeated addition. So 3 times 5 is 15. So now I would like you to pause the video and look at questions C and D and see if you can work out the answers. So do the repeated addition first, then work out how many groups are there and how many are in each group. Then you'll be able to do the multiplication. Once you've finished that question, you can have a look at multiplication as equal groups. So again, look at this question, pause the video and think about how you can do repeated addition to start with, how many groups are there, and then how will you multiply it. So you can pause this video and grab a piece of paper and give it a go yourselves. And the same for this one. So lots of practice using repeated addition to work out the multiplication. So remember, multiplication is the same as repeated addition, but it's a more efficient way of doing it. So now we're going to have a look at these 2 questions before you go off and do 2 questions on your own. So I'm going to use my whiteboard again to show you how to do this, as it's asking you to write down 2 multiplication equations for each picture. So in the first question, we have lots of mugs, and our challenge is to think of 2 multiplication questions to go along with this picture problem. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 mugs all together. So we know what the answers are already for both of them. So both the answers are going to be 18. But how are the questions going to be different? What we do here is we split the mugs up into equal groups. So first of all, I'm going to split them into groups of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There they are in a group. 1 group of 6. 2 groups of 6. And 3 groups of 6. So I'm going to write that in. 3 times 6 is 18. So 3 groups of 6 equals 18. And that's your 3 times table. So 3 times 6 is 18. So how can we put them into different groups this time? I'm going to go down the way this time. So they're going to be in groups of 3. So 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3, 4 groups of 3, 5 groups of 3, and 6 groups of 3. So instead of 3 times 6, we've got 6 times 3. So 6 groups of 3 equals 18.
and 3 groups of 6 equals 18 as well. So now you can have a look at question B and have a go of doing that yourself. And it does really help to draw out the picture to help you put them into groups. So you could get a piece of paper and draw out the apples and put circles around them to put them into equal groups. So remember, you're looking for 2 multiplication equations to find the same answer. To finish off, you can pause the video and fill in the blanks for these last 2 questions. Once you've finished, any completed tasks from the video can be uploaded to the marking tray on Teams if you would like to upload your work. What have you learned from the lesson today? Is there anything you're still unsure of? Can you think of a key word from today's lesson? If you'd like to post your comments from these questions on Teams, you can do that too. I'll see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.